I did Everyman, I did my core nap from 4 to 7 because my boyfriend at that time, he was getting up at 7, so it was a perfect help to get up in the morning, because that was for me the hardest part for me when I was doing Everyman, to get up after the core nap, after the 3 hours. The 20 minutes naps was for me more easy. So, but here on this plan, it's like the core nap is from 12 to 3. I think I also know some other people who do it like that. And so 8 a.m. nap, and then the other naps in between. But yeah, you always need to see how it's... there are also different Everymans, like there's the Everyman with 1.5 core nap and 4 naps. 3 hours core nap, 3 naps, and 4.5 core nap and 2 naps. So here you have again a little overview about monophasic, biphasic, Everyman, Uberman and Dumaxion. Dumaxion is also more or less quite known. It's Buckminster Fuller, he did that for a long time. It's like every 6 hours for 30 minutes. And there also exists a kind of similar sleep style, which is called Tesla, but there are not so many people yet who do it. It's the same like Dumaxion, only that it's 20 minutes instead of 30 minutes. So yeah, here you see a little overview. You also can find it on Wikipedia. It's very nice. So I tell a little bit about myself, how I started with polyphasic sleeping. I read this wonderful book here from Nick Barrett, and it was also I read it because it's about lucid dreaming, and he described their Everyman, and I was like, wow, cool, super fantastic. You sleep less and you have more lucid dreams, and because he wrote that it's good for lucid dreaming. And I always thought, like, I mean, maybe you heard the other speech from me about lucid dreaming. I always thought like, oh my God, I need to sleep so much to have lucid dreams. And this was for me perfect, like sleeping less and having more lucid dreams is the perfect combination. And but the thing is, in that time I had some health issues. I had very strong headaches for already 2-3 years, and back pain, which was very, very strong. And I always thought like, okay, maybe I can't do this adaptation, because I will tell you later the adaptation process to get in a schedule. It's not so easy. And I thought, oh, maybe I can't do it because I need energy, I should not get ill, and so on. But in the end, I thought, I don't care, I will do it. So I will try it out. So I tried it out, and I was very surprised because in the adaptation time, you really get in a very sleep-deprived zombie modus. And I was very surprised because there I realized that all my pain was going away when I was sleep-deprived, or when I was in this adaptation process. So I realized that it's very good for me. So in 2013, I was doing 2 times Everyman and 2 times Uberman adaptation process. And at the beginning, I didn't do it seriously. I just tried out first how it is to plan your life, because you really need to plan your life if you're having a nap every 4 hours. So it means, like, I mean, in Berlin you need normally like half an hour, 45 minutes to get from one point to another if you go through the whole city. So normally you calculate it down like 3.5 hours in between naps, like minus 1 hour, it's maybe 2.5 hours somewhere else, or less if you need some time to get up, put on your clothes, maybe eat something. So it's, yeah, at the beginning I first was trying out how it is to plan your life more. So in 2014, I was doing 3 weeks perfectly Uberman. And after I was more improvising and trying to do it without help, because these 3 weeks I did with help. And why I did that with help, I will explain a little bit more later. So maybe just if you didn't get it yet, the good part of it, it's like that you have more time, so you can have more, like 6 hours more a day, which is quite awesome. You also have a better concentration, because if you do more regular naps, it's fantastic. Like you're in the evening, you see all the people who are a little bit like tired from work and everything, and you're completely full concentration, can read, can work, and you're very awake if you're not in the adaptation process. And having more lucid dreams at the same time. At the beginning and the first year, I had in that year the most lucid dreams ever before. Yeah, so that was perfect for me. And my biggest motivation was no pain. So in 2013, it was a very interesting year for me because I was in between pain, which I already knew for 3 years, or I was a zombie without pain. So I was always in between pain or zombie. And so in 2014 it got better because I was slowly a little bit more adapting. So there also is the part which I already mentioned, which is which you think you need to think about if you want to take care about it. Like you need to go through the adaptation process, which can be quite tough. You're not very flexible. You need to plan a lot, because I mean I think if our society is changing a little bit more to a polyphasic society, it's also more easy. But because we're living in a monophasic society, there are not napping places everywhere. You always have to take care about that. People are not used to it if you ask them, can I sleep in your bed while I'm visiting you? Or you're arriving and saying, hey, yeah, fine, can I take a nap and we talk after? So it's I think it will take some more time until it will be more easy, but I think then it's not a problem. So for some people it can also be a little bit lonely. If you have 6 hours more, normally it's in the night, so most of the people are sleeping. I mean on the weekend not so much, but at least from Monday to Friday most of the people are sleeping from midnight till say 6 o'clock. So yeah, I mean, if you're anyway with a lot of people around you, you are very happy to have the 6 hours alone, maybe to clean your flat or to work on your computer. And another part is like, it could be that people think that you're a little bit weird. So it's also something that you, need to think about. But it's okay. I mean, people get used to it, like lucid dreaming. It's also, more and more people get to know that. So if you want to do that, you can hear some more points that you can think about if you are the right person. Like if you have natural self-discipline, because if you go through the adaptation process, you need discipline. Of course, it's also good to have a good motivation to think about why you're doing it, especially if you're going through the adaptation process. It's good to know why you're doing it. Also, if you're changing your life, it depends on how your possibilities are at the moment. Can you handle physical discomfort? Because, the adaptation process is not so easy. Also, for the mental part, it's also not so easy. You can be confused and going through some interesting conscious shifts. Comfortable to be a weirdo. I'm full fine with it. It's natural to me. You get used to it. And you also don't need to explain to everyone why you are having a nap. You just say, oh, well, I had a hard night last night, you know. Or you say to your boss, well, I have problems to sleep at night. Can I take a nap regularly? You know, my doctor said that it's good for me. You don't need to say that you only sleep 2 hours a day. So, do you need company? Because sometimes you have a lot of time for yourself, unless you have someone who's also doing Uberman. So you can spend time together, no problem. And are you on time? It's especially because your body, really, especially on Uberman and Everyman, it's more flexibility, but on Uberman you really need to be on time with your naps, and you will feel it. If you're adapted, it's like you need to go to the toilet. On time, your body will say, I need to nap now. So it's good that on this time you're on a napping place and that you're ready to nap. So it's really like a little child that you have to take care about, you know. But I think all these things you can train also, and it's a good exercise. So here are not some other problems or challenges. So I think it can be for people who have children, or people take care about older people. It's maybe not so easy if they need to be available all the time. You also need to think how it's fitting together with your working life. Also party, sometimes it's, I think it depends on what kind of party you like. I mean, if there's a chill out zone, I like the post that you did one time on Facebook, no? I think there also should be more chill out zones in there. Then it's possible. But I tried to nap on some parties and it was not so easy, because normally there are some drunk people who don't understand that you're napping. Strict diet. So if you're on a strict diet, it's also not so easy. I think changing diet and adapting at the same time is not so easy. So maybe you should do one before the other or after each other. If you're ill, that was the reason why I was adopting at the beginning. If I can do it with my pain and the headache, uninterruptible, because yeah, it's only 3.5 hours between. So you need then to lay down what you're doing. If you're working on a nice piece or whatever it is, to say, okay, it's really interesting. You really learn with the, I mean, or what I really realized, that you really know, okay, now it's time to nap. Everything is not important. Now it's napping time. I shut down my system. Whatever is happening at the moment, if I'm worried, if I'm in an argument, if I'm working on a project, no matter what it is, I'm now napping. So it's really a mental exercise. I really liked it. Crazy busy enough. So I don't really understand the point, but I think there are some people who don't know what to do with the time. I don't have this problem, but looks like some people don't. I mean, there are so much things to do, like language learning and everything, or doing sports and watching. I mean, I don't watch so much movies, but there are some people who will see all the series in a few nights. And if you're allowed, I think it's, this is the thing, if you're awake, especially at night, and if you have sensitive neighbors, it can be a problem. Because I think, especially in the adaptation process, I mean, it's also a nice exercise to stay awake silently. But if you have a very